Welcome to Your Soul Biz Podcast, the place to be if you want to create a business and life you love. Tune in for uplifting content and interviews with inspiring women who are already living their purpose and turn their passion into a business they love. And learn how you can do it too. This show is your weekly dose of inspiration, insights, and motivation, as well as honest talks and shares about the journey as a female entrepreneur. My name is Michelle Pine and I'm your host. I'm a holistic life and purpose coach, multi-passionate lifelong learner, and entrepreneur. I'm so happy that you're here, right along on this exciting journey with me. Love, Michelle. Welcome to today's episode of Your Soul Biz Podcast. I'm super excited to have my next guest. She is an entrepreneur at heart, former law student, already started 2 startups, and is currently the CEO and co-founder of Coco&Cici Premium Bed Linen. Welcome with me today, Cathelijne Klapwijk.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you today, and super excited to speak about your journey, how you become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And let's dive right in. Yeah?
I love it.
Good. Okay. So some people say you have to be born into entrepreneurship, born into it, like you have a family background or a business background to become an entrepreneur. But actually you don't have either of those.
No, not at all. My family background is, most of them are lawyer or doctor.
Okay.
That's it. And I studied, like you said, law before, even did my master's in it. But I think during my student days, I already knew I will never become a lawyer, but I just did it to be a student, enjoy my student days. And maybe I already thought at that moment, I want something exciting, I want to create something. And it started already there. And I never liked my first job. And then I started my first startup, like you said. And then after that, after 3 years, I had another job as legal advisor again. And then we moved to Shanghai and I directly knew I wanted something exciting again. Okay. And now I feel I became a real entrepreneur after the first trial. That one failed, but it was a good lesson. But yeah, now it's different. I'm not sure if I ever want to work for a boss
anymore.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. When I really like something, I want to tell everybody about it. Also, when I like a yoga teacher or when I like a perfume, or I want to tell others, oh, this is amazing. And I always do my research pretty well. So when I am enthusiastic about something, most of the time it's good quality or it's something special. So when I want to sell something by myself, it has to hit all the boxes. And this fabric got it all. So then for me, it doesn't feel like I'm selling something or I'm working, because I love this fabric. I love the production, how it's made. I love the story. I love the function of the fabric. I love to sell it. It solves a problem, because when people are sleeping under it, they feel much, much better, and they are sending us emails like, I would never want to sleep under something else. And then I like what I do. And then I want to develop it into something even better.
So, and this is now for the second startup. We say very special linen, new kind of fabric. It's tencel.
Yeah, made from eucalyptus trees. And it's not that popular yet, but everybody that touch the fabric, they're immediately like, wow, what's this? And after one night sleeping, they are completely blown away. The good thing is it's super sustainable. The fabric won a lot of awards in Europe, but worldwide, and it's much, much better than cotton, for example. And it's, I think, one of the most amazing fabrics you can find at this moment.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Tell us more. How did you get the idea to produce and sell organic, sustainable tencel bed linen?
I never had that idea.
Okay.
And the funny part is, a lot of people, especially in Holland, they are just sleeping under IKEA. I was one of them. So it just happens. We moved to Shanghai, and my business partner, she was already living here with her husband. And we knew each other already from our student days in Groningen. So we met again, and we wanted to start something, and we wanted to decorate the houses from expats. So we set up a website and tried to find nice suppliers. So we were always on the hunt of nice hidden gems and spots. And then she saw on a small market a big piece of fabric with the name tencel, and she said, oh my god, I see a fabric roll of tencel, and that's my favorite fabric. And she loves bedding her whole life, and she bought for more than 400 euros a tencel set in Belgium, and she was almost crying when her cotton sheets were on, and when her tencel was on, she was like, oh yes, finally. So she said, okay, I will make a second set. Do you want it? And I said, oh no, I don't care. And then she made one, and she was super happy, and then somebody was staying at her place, sleeping there, and that person said, oh, I want it as well, and then she made a second one, and then it went like this, and after just a few weeks, the friend of her friend and the mother of the other friend, they wanted it as well, and then we were like, okay, we already made 30 sheets. Maybe we need to do something with this because people like it, people love it. And at that moment, I didn't sleep under it by myself. Yeah. And then she said, buy one. I said, okay, fine. And then after one night, I was like, whoa, okay, I never knew that this can be so different. And then I was like, okay, everybody has to sleep under this. Yeah. And then my husband is working for a suit supply, so fabrics. And then I told him, okay, we want to sell these sheets. So what to do? And he said he knew a guy who knows everything about every fabric. Maybe you can drink a coffee with Michael and then he can tell you more about it. Okay. And then we had a coffee and some drinks. And after a while he said, okay, I believe your story is good. This fabric is good. I trust you. What do you need? And then I said, now, of course, what do I need? We are living in China. I want this fabric. I want a sustainable, high quality, high-end business. But how do I know that I really produce this fabric? We are in China. And then he said, yeah, but you know who invented this fabric, right? And it's award-winning. I said, yes, I know. But still, how do I know that I am selling that fabric? Then he said, then you need to cooperate with Lenzing. And I said, yes, I want to cooperate. But who am I? And he said, let's call the CEO. And then during our coffee, he took his phone and he said, hey, Andreas, how are you? And then I was like, huh? And then he said, okay, this Friday afternoon we have a meeting at Lenzing HQ, and then we talk with them about their preferred suppliers, and we will act like I am the CEO from your company. So do you have business card? Do you have a name? Send me today or tomorrow so we can prepare. And then after this drink, I directly called Mary, my business partner. Okay, we have a meeting at Lenzing Friday, but we need a business card and a name, and we need to pretend we are already
like running. Running.
Okay, so we didn't have a name yet and not a really plan. And then in 48 hours, we set up a lot. And then we were there on the headquarters of Lenzing, and they were treating us as like huge VIPs. And so it started, and they were directly connecting us with the best factories worldwide. And then it started, and then
then it just took off.
Yeah.
So just to recap that a little bit, so your friend or co-founder Marie, she already had the passion for years for bed linen. Yeah. Right? So she was the one having the passion for it. You were like, you were not so much at the beginning. But then she found this tencel fabric here in China and said, okay, this is so much cheaper than the expensive one from Belgium. Let's make it here, like first for herself. Yeah. And then when she found it was so popular with her guests or friend, right? Like more and more, you can see there's a demand and everyone loves the tencel touch.
And then we were like,
oh, there's a, okay. That's a
and then after one night that I slept on it, I was like, okay, this is amazing.
Exactly.
And now I understand why everybody wants it. Let's go for it. And then we discovered that it's not popular yet. So there is a market. Then we did some research and it was like, okay, the sleeping business is super boring. There are no fancy, nice brands yet. So everything was like, okay. And then we...
Nice. And then next step was the good network, right? Like this was then... very good to have.
I think without this good network, we could have made this start. Because most of the time when you start a business, you need high MOQs for a first order. It's like the minimal order quantity. Okay. But most of the time, you don't have a big investor behind you. And it's just a little bit of saving money that you can put in it. Because of this network, they said, okay, it's fine. We will do a super small order. And it's just because Lenzing said, you need to work with this company. And then we did a super small first order. We sold it very quick, and directly with the amount of that money, we did our second order and add some colors, and then sold it. And at the moment we earned a certain amount of money, we did another order and add more colors. Okay. And then
it's always growing on the run.
Yeah.
Okay, this describes how you work, right? Even from the very beginning, it's like, pretend as if you're already a company. So within 48 hours, it's just like create the name, the logo, then...
Yeah, I think that part was the fastest from everything. Okay. But we never changed again. It's still Coco&Cici, logo is the same, colors are almost the same. Okay. We still use the same business card.
Nice.
Because we still love it.
When you needed to act, you did act very fast, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's, when you have your own company, it's driven by passion and it's driven by something you really love, and then decisions are easier because you have your ambition or you have your plan and you think, okay, now we need to do this, now we need to do that. And that's so much more easier for yourself when it is your passion. It's a different drive than when you're working for a big company or a corporate or need to follow directions, because there are no directions at all when you start. And that's sometimes difficult because you're thinking, okay, we are nothing. What are we doing? What did we do last month in the beginning? I don't know. What will we be? Sometimes it's so unclear. But in the end, yeah, I love this process.
At the beginning, you feel like, okay, building up slowly and learning and trying and doing, but now you're already in your 4th year.
Yeah.
And as you told me before, maybe let's talk about it. You really changed your business strategy last year to sell more. Now on your way, possibly, fingers crossed, on a sales volume of €1 million, right? If it continues like this.
If it continues like this, that's something what will happen, yeah.
What I want to say is you're very modest because now you already created a lot.
Yeah. And that's so funny because in the beginning we were sitting at each other's home and then we were thinking about, oh, maybe in the future somebody will buy a product from us. Oh yeah, you think so? And that's just a few years ago that we were like, oh, maybe in the future people will send us emails. And now it's like every day 50 emails we need to work away. It's so funny. In just a few years it's going super slowly from nothing into something serious.
Yeah.
I think the most difficult part from everything was, for me, I love to start creating something, have an idea and maybe have 100 ideas and 80 of them are not good or super bad, but create. But then it's everything here. And then I love to start making logo or create branding or create a collection or create your story. But then you have everything on paper and you need to start. And then, of course, nothing happens because nobody knows you. You don't have the product yet. And that part that you are waiting for your product or the website is already finished, but it's so because you have no budget. And like that part, it feels like every day, like, okay, I need to work and do a lot, but I don't know where to start. And it's going too slow and you don't have a real focus yet because nobody's sending us an email, nobody knows us. But it just went like this. And
so you're saying you like the ideas and vision part and creating concepts and new projects and, you know, the more visionary part about it, right? Like the strategy part. But then, as I can hear, it's a little bit frustrating then that implementation is not as fast as your ideas.
Yeah, and it can take 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, so how did you deal with that?
I think the good part in our situation, we have a product. So you need to develop the product and then it's finished. And when it's finished, you can try to sell it. And then you are already a few months further. And then when you sold it and it's good, people like it and they want to buy a second set. That went slowly, but something happened all the time. And in our case, the moment the products were on the boat to Holland, Marije moved back to Holland. So that was perfect for us because she is extremely good in doing sales. We wanted to sell in Europe, especially Holland, so that she was moving back was perfect. And then I was at her place in the summer and we were just thinking, we launched our products. Maybe we can also put it on LinkedIn. Oh yeah, maybe we could put it on LinkedIn. Didn't think about that message that well. Then we put it on LinkedIn and 30,000 people saw this.
Wow.
After that, a lot of people were interested. People like the Bijenkorf, it's like a big department store in Holland, the most famous and luxurious one. And in 3 months, we were in that, the Bijenkorf. And that's something brands have on their wish list for maybe 5 or 10 years, sell in the Bijenkorf. But we were already with our trial batch. We were there. For me, everything went slow, but in real, it was not that slow because then we start selling in May 2018 and summer 2018 or autumn, we were selling in the Bijenkorf. And the good thing was we were attending a lot of big fairs in Holland. And because of those big fairs, you directly have contact with your consumer. So we saw their faces when they were touching the fabric. And we learned to tell our story to the people who most of the time is your target group. And that also was a boost for our business. I think because it's a different fabric. Because it was so super, super soft. And the story behind the fabric is a really good story. So then it's something new and special. And the look and feel from our brand was fresh and new and sophisticated. So I think the product and our story itself by itself. But still, we never paid ourselves in the first 3 years any salary. So still it feels for a long time, what are we doing? We are only investing money. Sometimes you have the feeling, oh, okay. And then we wanted to go to a bank for money. And then they said, oh, how long do you exist? 1 year? Can you show me your
statements?
Yeah. Oh, no. We're not too young, too small, too this. And then sometimes it felt like, oh, what can we do? But in the end, we set up in just a few years a pretty sustainable in two ways. Sustainable because of the product, but also sustainable financially wise business. And that's really something cool. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
So you said two things that I really want to recap here is number one, it really pushed and motivated you to meet the customers and how they experience the product, right?
Yeah.
And like learning to take a story, learning to sell.
Super important.
The product to the customer, but also seeing the customer's reaction, right?
Yeah.
Seeing like, oh wow, that's really special.
Special
fabric, special touch. So this is number one, to have this exchange with the customer, right? When you have a new product, to get a feeling of what they like, what they don't like. And
I think that's super, super important. And it depends on which product you have. But I think start with a small batch or small
sample.
Yeah, and I think surveys are really important in the beginning. Check. What do they
test,
do? Yeah.
Right? Like what works, what doesn't.
And don't be afraid to start because it's fine when something is not, but that's something I need to learn because when I do something, I want to have directly the 10 plus. Yeah. And sometimes that takes too much time. So better start with a small order that's an 8 or a 9. Then you can improve after you know what the customer loves. Yes or no. Perfect. And ask it. Yes.
Okay, so start before you're ready. Start before you're perfect, right? Better start, get going, and then try and test, get feedback, like a survey, and then test what works, what doesn't, and take the one that works, right?
Yeah, I think that's important.
Cool. Yeah, very good tip. Another thing you said, for the first 3 years you didn't pay yourself. You always took the money that you earned to reinvest into the company. Yeah. Well, now some people would say, oh, I can't afford this. Right. Yeah, and that's in our situation. We were lucky because we lived here. Yeah. So the family context can provide, right? Yeah. And now you said on the 4th year, and last year, tell us a little bit, because last year was a little bit of turnaround, or not turnaround, but like a change in strategy. Tell us, what did you change?
I think also a change in what happened in the world. People are buying more and more online, of course. And we were selling, that was also our strategy, try everything. Try online, offline, fairs, expensive shops, try everything. Every channel that's possible. But of course, when we are selling directly from our own website, we earn much more than, for example, in the Bijenkorf that I mentioned.
The retail.
Yeah, they take a lot, So because of COVID, a lot of shops were closing or are still closed in Holland. So we needed to focus on online. That worked pretty well.
Before COVID, did you already sell online or just?
We sold online, but it wasn't our focus.
Okay.
I think almost every company who's selling online, they have Facebook, Instagram campaigns or the paid advertisement, everything like that. We never did that before. So we were maybe sending a few newsletters a year, like 3 a year to our customers, that's it. We didn't do anything there. So we started, the plan was already to start in 2020, to start our online campaign and start social media campaigns, everything. It took a few months to set up that strategy, but the moment we are launching everything and started campaigns, it was the moment that everybody was buying everything online. So then directly it turned into a success. So we were like, wow, okay, this is perfect. Because our strategy was focus for 3 years on the shops. So you can show yourself and
like offline, right?
Offline. And then after 3 years, we want to focus online. But that moment was perfect timed.
Yeah.
Because the stores were closed and you have to focus online. And then we saw a huge difference. And all the big fairs, they were also cancelled. So we couldn't sell there anymore. So we did a lot of different things, but everything online. And yeah, that's working. And now we are spending a lot of our money into online advertising. And 1 year ago, we were like, maybe, okay, do we want to spend 100 euros a month? No, it's a waste of money. And now we are talking about at least 5,000 euros a month, every month to the online advertising, but it works.
Pays off if you have, I don't know how much. Well, if you're on a potential way to 1 million euro in a year, then we know per month you make much more than 5,000 euro, right? So it pays off to invest that money into advertising.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that will happen 2022.
What will happen?
I hope the $1 million a year.
Okay. Not this year, but next year then.
Yeah, next year.
Okay. So talking about your 4 years of business and all these different decisions you have to make and things that you realize, what would you say are your biggest learnings from the last 4 years?
Just try and go. Because, and that's super funny, my friends, they know me as the worst decision maker ever in everything. But in my business, I know what I want. And I know I want this color. I know I want this. And just go for it. And of course, I always want to be on the same line with Marije. I think we know what we want and we are doing it. And we are not afraid because our story is good. We believe in our product. We will never go for less quality.
Okay.
How do you say it?
You never sacrifice quality.
Yeah,
you always go for top quality. Yeah.
So I think what we learned is believe in yourself because we know that it's good and just go for it. I'm not afraid. With my business, I'm not afraid.
Okay.
And that works. Just go. For example, last summer, Marije was with pregnancy leave and I had the possibility to set up the duvet, a new product, duvets made also from 100% tencel. But she was not there. I cannot go to a bank by myself, especially not from Shanghai, and we needed money. And then I thought I can wait again. But then the season is over and then the moment is over and I wanted it. And then I thought, okay, I go for it. She's not there, but I really believe that it will be a success. Go for it. I set my own goal. I want to earn the money that we invest back before the products arrive in Holland. So then there's no problem at all. And then I already start selling them, kind of Kickstarter. When I did the order, so we started production and we already started selling. And then it arrived in Holland and we earned the money that we invest. So I think just try and go for it and find solutions if you think, oh, it's not possible because my business partner is not here yet, or we don't have the money now because we cannot go to a bank. You can always find a solution and then just go for it. I think as well with everything, we are always trying to find the best and most creative and for us the easiest, but also the cheapest, not when it comes to products, but when it comes to, for example, we don't want to pay an expensive PR agent. We call by ourselves. I think we are doing a lot of things by ourselves. But
you have to keep the balance.
Because both of us, we have our moments that we are doing so much by ourselves that we are almost falling down because we can't handle all the work we are doing, and that's what we are doing by ourselves. Because we think, okay, now I can do this better. I don't want to have others helping me. So it's a balance. So you say the one thing is to just go for it and try and find solutions on the go. Because there are always somehow solutions. You can make it work. And don't hold back because this doesn't work or she's not there or we don't have enough money. Somehow you can always find ways. Like when you didn't have money, you worked through the platform Kickstarter. But then we did it by ourselves.
Okay. So, all right. So just go for it, try, find solutions on the go. But then also go for the best, right? Best quality, best service, be most creative, most innovative, but also keep it simple. Currently you still do a lot by yourself, but there you say it's important to keep a balance because that can also get out of hand, right? And
I think now it's better
to maybe outsource the stuff that
more.
Because that's always what I say to my clients or coaching clients. Focus on the stuff that you love to do and that you're good at. Yeah. Or that you love to do and still happy to learn more to get better at it. But outsource the stuff that you hate to do even though you're good at it. Of course, the ones that you hate to do and you're not good at. Find someone who can do it better, is maybe passionate about it. Yeah. And you can, especially now at this point in your business, you can pay someone and then you can, use
some air again to breathe by yourselves. Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah. I think there are two ways. People don't like what they do and get burned out because they don't like what they do. Or people love what they do, but they can't stop. Yeah. And that's what we both do.
You belong to this category.
Yeah. I love everything what I do. Already 4 years, I love everything. I want to work every day, but I cannot work every day. I need weekend and I need my evenings free. But that's something, and Marije, she is super good in this, saying to me, stop. It's time, it's evening in Shanghai now. Stop, it's enough. Tomorrow, new day. And that's for me something super difficult, but yeah.
So what do you do to take care of yourself? What are self-care routines for you?
Last year, I didn't do anything, and that was not good at all. But I wasn't aware of it because I loved everything what I did. But at the end of this year, I couldn't do anything anymore because I was overwhelmed of doing too much. And then I started yoga again. I tried to put my phone out of the bedroom. When I do that, I sleep much better and I wake up without directly being on.
Totally focused on work.
Yeah, when I have my phone in my bedroom, the first thing I do is checking my email because I'm excited because we sell in Europe and when we sleep here, they are awake there. So I'm always excited. How much did we sell this night for me? Yeah. And then I see many other emails as well. And then the first moment I wake up, I'm like, okay, I need to do this. So when I keep my phone in the kitchen, for example, and I start the day super easy, maybe that feels already as a kind of a meditation, but that works super good for me. And yeah, the yoga, meditation, swimming, and walking a lot. Okay, there's another thing that's, I think, changed everything for me. Okay. The first 3 years, I always worked from home. Okay. And then, because of the time difference as well, I never stopped. Because, why would I stop? I am at home already, and I can also have my dinner at 10 or 11 in the evening. And in Holland, everybody's texting me and emailing me, so I never stopped. But then the last year, I think around November, I rent an office. And since I have an office, I go to my office. And when I leave the office, it's done. In the weekends, I'm not going to the office. And that's
really
really helps.
Okay, so you draw a line. So just to repeat, yoga, meditation, swimming, walking, you said. Yeah. And very important, no phone in the bedroom, keep it in the kitchen so you can switch off, sleep better. So it's also not the first thing you're looking at, right? Yeah. And starting the day slow, you said. Very nice.
And I want to, because when I do, even when it's only 15 minutes meditation in the morning, I feel my entire day is more relaxed. I also feel the difference when I just put my phone in another room. But I think when I add just those 15 minutes, it will help a lot.
Why don't you do it every day then?
That's super weird. I don't know.
Okay, cool. And then also you say drawing a line between work and home. You moved your office outside your home to an actual office.
So your home feels like home and time to relax, and office is office. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's something I think it's important, especially for when you just started. Of course, you don't have an office, but maybe you can create something, or you can create a workspace outside of your place where you want to relax. So maybe you can create it in another room or in a small coffee place. I think it's good to keep those two things separated.
Yeah, I guess everyone is different.
Yeah,
I have a home office and I love it.
Yeah.
But I have a separate office. So office is office. Yeah. And then the common area, like living room, dining room, kitchen is more like the relaxed part. But when I go in my office, it's like focus time.
So you're not working on your dining table?
Sometimes, but only if I need a change of scenery. But I have kind of like when it's...
Then you're working home?
No, but yeah, kind of, but it's more like the dining room area is more like when I do more creative work or brainstorming. Yeah. Because I have a bigger table there and I can kind of think a little more freely. Yeah. And in the office it's more like getting stuff done.
And it feels as your office.
Yeah. 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 It's next to the kitchen, but still there's a separate office.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah. But you're right. It's important to draw a line, and that's what many entrepreneurs say. It's sometimes hard if you work from home. Okay,
yeah.
But it's good. You know, everyone is different, and I think it's interesting for everyone to learn what helped you to draw a line, to switch off. But I guess it's very nice to hear that you're so excited and passionate about your business that you actually never want to stop.
No, that's good, right?
Yeah.
And I really believe that's maybe why I'm not afraid of anything anymore related to my business, to our business. Everything what we do, even when it is not going like we expected or like we hoped, it turns into something super cool again. Because just go for it and it will open new doors every time. And when you are afraid by doing something, nothing will happen. Because then everything stays in your head, the ideas, or in your computer or whatever. But by doing, or by calling somebody, or by going and trying and asking, then you are all the time trying to set up something, and then it doesn't work. Oh, then we go left. And then you go left, you see a new opportunity that you never would have seen when you didn't take that first step.
Yeah.
And that is what's happening all the time with us. Every time it's leading into something.
Yeah.
Every time it turns into something beautiful, and that gives you every time again more power or more
motivation.
Also we see what happened and it will be fine.
Nice.
Because, and I think that's something. Even the shops are closed. Yeah.
And now online sales is booming, and also your business is booming because everyone needs to stay at home.
Yeah.
And wants beautiful stuff for
So in this case, we are kind of lucky.
Yeah.
But when it was the other way around, when, for example, there is a worldwide online war, you cannot sell online anymore for I don't know why. Then we would have set up creative events and think about cool stuff that we. So I think
you just have to stay creative and flexible.
Yeah,
and
always
go with the flow, go with the situation. And
yeah.
You say from experience, even if something doesn't go well or not as planned, doesn't mean it's done or over. It's just you have to pivot again and adapt.
And maybe that's what I really like. I want that things happen because then, for example, 2 weeks ago, we got an official letter from Chanel, Coco Chanel, that we are not allowed to use Coco&Cici because of their Chanel, Coco Chanel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So their lawyer called us twice in 1 week and sent us 2 official letters. Very defensive and very aggressive as well.
Yeah.
And then you can think, and it's mainly focused on our sleepwear. We are not selling sleepwear yet. So you can be afraid of this and think, oh shit, Chanel, Coco Chanel, they are not selling sleepwear, but they don't want us to have it. Okay, we are not doing it. But I'm like, serious? We are not allowed to sell sleepwear as Coco&Cici? And then we are getting like okay, how can we fix this? How can we solve this? We are not afraid, but we directly try to find different solutions. And also, worst case. Because there's one thing, we will sell the sleepwear. I found the best fabric for it already, and I'm working on it, and we will do this. We are setting up a plan A, B, C, D, but it will happen.
Yeah.
And then the funny part is, we were working already 3 years on this fabric and on this sleepwear line. And the moment that they called us was the same moment that I found the perfect supplier and the perfect fabric. And so everything came
at the same time.
At the same time. And now we are thinking, okay, maybe we can do something super cool campaign about that Chanel thinks we are important enough. When something happens like this, we are always, okay, what can we make from this shitty situation? Maybe we can use it for PR. Maybe we can do a campaign. But for sure, and now my passion is more and more to get a sleepwear collection right now, and the best from the best. We find solutions, and I think you can also think, oh fuck, no, why? But we are never like that.
Okay, so I recap from this: when you have challenges or face challenges or even problems, see them more like actually as a reason to be more creative.
Yeah.
Right? To see, okay, how can we deal with it? How can we solve this? And maybe turn it around even and say now, Chanel, hello.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of luring up to, make us stop. We're going to use this for PR and say like, well, let's see how you're going to do it. But
and nobody knows yet, but I'm not afraid of it.
Nice, very good.
Yeah.
Where do you take this boldness or courage from? Has it always been part of you, or did you develop this over time?
No, this has always been part of me, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, as a kid as well. I think, for example, already in lower school, when I needed to make an exam or something, and I didn't prepare it, and that happened a lot, then I just went to the teacher and said, oh, sorry, I didn't prepare. I can do it tomorrow or next week. And then most of the time they said, but why didn't you prepare? And then I always find a way to talk with them, and that it was fine.
Okay.
With everything, I never followed rules. I just did when you are always honest and you are always explaining, I think you can always get what you want, but it's how you try to do it different. And I think that's one of my skills. Yes. And also, I think it's difficult to follow up something. So when I need to do, even when I played field hockey and I needed to exactly copy
like a move or a technique,
I cannot do that. So I never.
You're not good at copying. You are good at creating your own move.
But when they just say, start there, and you need to make a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, then I make a goal. But when they say you need to start there, walk around and then do this, I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your talent is to be motivated by challenge and then pivot whenever it's getting hard and just finding a solution to make it happen.
Yeah.
Nice.
Without clear instructions. When there are too many clear instructions, I'm freezing.
To make it happen in your own way.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good.
And there's no good or wrong.
Okay.
And then only there's motivation.
Yeah. So this may be a good talent for an entrepreneur, to make your own rules. Don't follow the rules of the system of others. Just make your own rules, to make your own way. And I think that can really help as an entrepreneur to create something new. It's easier not to follow anyone else's rules.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, nice. What would you say is the best advice that you have received in the last 4 years for your journey as an entrepreneur?
Maybe one of my business partners' advice. She is always saying, be more nice to yourself. Because I'm always go more, and I'm fine with not paying myself. And then I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to the hairdresser, I'm not going to do my whatever nails, or I don't have a coffee on a terrace because I need to invest every single euro. So that's something I think it's a good advice that she's always saying. Also invest in yourself and be
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So that's something I think that's for everybody important, and she reminds me to it. And I think that says a lot about our relationship and how our company is. We give each other a lot of love and space. That's important for me, I think. Yeah.
And if you could now say one message to the viewers, the listeners out there, the women who think about starting a business but maybe don't dare to do it, maybe they don't have this natural talent of just going for it in your own way, what would you tell them?
Then I would say make 3 plans, like your main focus and what you really want to achieve or set up or start. Write down if you are afraid of something. If that happens, what can you do then? Because if it happens, try to, before you start, to find already the solution, because then in case that will happen, you can see, oh, it's not that bad because I already know what to do. And maybe you can also be a step further. Okay, in case my original plan will fail, this happened, and what can I do when this happened to
deal with it or solve it?
And then maybe create something from that. Maybe that gives you more
safety or security.
And maybe you can teach in that way by always thinking, okay, what's next? But that's something, maybe it's not easy, but with everything, go left, go right, go the opposite, do something else. I don't have to prepare that, but maybe when you prepare that.
So you want to say you have no fears at all when doing your business?
No, I think I don't have.
Great.
Even when a product fails, for example, everything is tearing, then worst case, of course you give them a new one. But you can say, sorry, we did our best. You can tell your story. When everything what you are doing is
authentic and real.
Then I don't have anything to be afraid of. Because our product is good, our story is good, our ambition is not too crazy, but we are passionate, we treat our suppliers good, we treat our customers good.
Nice, very good.
Yeah.
So for everyone who's interested in buying these beautiful, love at first touch, sustainable premium bed linen, they can just go to coco&cici.com. We will link it in the box below. And it's mostly available in Netherlands, right?
Yeah,
or
in Europe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, because now everything is online, so Europe it is.
Yeah. And hopefully everywhere soon, but Europe it is, yes.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, so thank you so much for your time today. Very happy to chat to you about your experience and your insight, and sharing so honestly and openly about your story.
Love to talk with you.
Yeah, okay. So thank you for watching and for listening. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment your questions and comments for the show. Yeah, and see you next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this episode, let me know by subscribing to Your Soul Biz Podcast and leaving me a review on iTunes or Spotify. This way I can keep the good stuff coming. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, connect with me at Michelle Pine for more inspirations and insights. I would love to hear from you. So leave me a comment on the latest post with your biggest takeaway from today's episode. And before you leave, remember, the world needs you to be you and share your unique gifts. Go out, shine bright, and create a life you love.